Thank you, Priyesh. So, welcome to the another session on automation on autopilot for developers. So, my name is Rahul. Uh, I'm going. I'm going to take care of the UiPath apps part, and along with me, Nusa, she is going to present the another part of this series. So, let me start the presentation. Hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, so my name is Rahul. I am working as a technical account manager, and along with me, Anusa, she's also my colleague. She's also working as a technical account manager at UiPath. So today we are going to discuss about autopilot feature for developers. So what are things come up? We came up for the developers. We are going to see in this today's session. So this is our Slido link. You can scan through this QR app, or you can also join through the link given on the chat window and post your query for this session. We'll try to take up uh, this question. So the today's agenda, we are going to explain you about the UiPath apps features about autopilot. The next one is we are going to explain about the autopilot feature for Studio. Studio means desktop studio. And the next one is we are also going to explain you the feature which we released for document understanding, the Gen AI capability. There is another session also planned for this document understanding at the end. So where we will be covering up the modern design of that, the cloud part of it. So in the today's session, we will be only covering up the studio part of it. So let's start with the autopilot for the apps. So first of all, before we start the autopilot feature, I need to explain you what is apps. So anybody knows what is apps? So can someone knows about? Have you used apps before? UiPath apps? Anyone? If you can unmute yourself, can no, right? Okay. So UiPath apps is another product of UiPath where it helps basically in terms of it's a platform where you can basically build your own website, and it's a very low code platform where it's not does not require much knowledge on the coding side or any other things. You just have to come here and just drag and drop your things, and your website will be ready. This app also you can make for the external users as well. Like it's not only limited to your organization, you can also build these apps for your external users. Now coming to the feature, this autopilot feature. Why do we need this feature here, like in this apps? The first one is like how do you like let me explain you a scenario. uh, when you working with any organization, and you see the challenge with onboarding of any customer, onboarding of client, or any kind of onboarding process, like, right? So you definitely have some set of questionnaires or some kind of form where you fill out the information and then submit that form, and that form will be processed for the next step and all, right? So to get rid of those kind of work, we have introduced a new feature called autopilot for apps, where generally you can basically upload your form, the manual form, into in this apps, and it will generate a apps for you, digital format of the apps for you. Whereas not only generate the app, it also generates the backend system, like our data service, where the data will be stored there. So this all things will be taken care by this autopilot feature. Not We are not only limited to this feature. We are also working with another feature where you can write your natural language. Like let's say example, you want to create a app for onboarding of student. You just have to simply create a form, your path apps for onboarding a student. So here with this feature, this it will automatically generate a form data structure for you, and later you can basically based on your requirement, you can update and you can use the same as well. So this is the main part of this. Now let me take you through. So with this autopilot way, we are working with three types of features. First one is like using your natural language. You can create this app. The second one is using any type kind of form, PDF form or image form. You can basically generate your apps. The third one is it also helps like generating your expression. So let's say example, you don't know how to concat two strings, or maybe you don't know how to add a data table or filter a data table, anything. So basically, you can write just natural language. You can write in the prompt, which we're gonna show in a couple of minutes. You can write the form, and then it will automatically generate your expression for you. So you no need to think about like what expression I need to write and all this. It will help you for that as well. So let's see an example. So I will start with the first one, like where you will be seeing like generating the app uh, through natural language. So first of all, this is again in right now in private preview. To access it, you need a enterprise license for now. So only enterprise can, great customer can request for this preview. Preview can be requested from our insider portal, which is I can just show you. So this is our portal where you can register for this feature. And once you register and it will be approved by our admin, it will be allowed for your organization. So this is the insider.uipath.com from where you can basically uh, request for the access on this private preview. So I already have this access, so I'm just going to showcase you through the app. So meanwhile, if you have any question, you can please post the question on the Slido, which is the link is available on our group chat, Zoom chat. Fine. So you see here this just let me start from the beginning. So I just logged in into our cloud platform, and this is our automation cloud platform. From there you can choose your organization where you have enable your apps, and then from there you can just access it. So I have enabled this is for my the tenant called UiPath default tenant, and then from there I will be going to the app. So this is my apps button, you can see on the right left hand side of the screen. And once you launch the UiPath apps, you see this is a default. You can say this is our home screen of the apps. And here is the magical thing. This is the first place where you see generate your first app. And you have a text box here, and there is something called attachment. So this is the place where your autopilot features comes, and it will help you to generate your apps. So let me start with a demo for the natural language. Let's say let me I just say uh, so I just written here that create an app for employee onboarding with attachment of ID. So it will whatever is your requirement. So you just have to type your requirement, and it will understand your basically we are also using GenAI technology in behind. So uh, that technology is trying to understand what you have written, and then based on that it will generate your app. It will load your app. So this is it will take a couple of minutes to generate it. So you see that it's already started generating the layout of the employee onboarding form, where you can see in few minutes that in like how easy you can start using it as well. It's not only generating your apps, it's also generating your entities, data service entities. So you see, this is your app. It has like employee onboarding form. It has first name, last name, employee details. So here I just mentioned that attachment details with ID attachment. So that's the reason it's also given an option to for this attachment part. No, and you can also see here the entity section is already generated your entity with all the fields which is there in the apps. This address, ID, city, department name, first name, last name, everything is, you can see this all fields have been automatically created. You can basically see this all value when we preview this app. So this app is already generated, and you can basically start using it from now itself. So let's say you don't need to do any kind of modification or anything. So you can start using, you can just preview this app and you can start using it, or you can roll out directly. If you, let's say you need to do some kind of modification or like any new field to be added there, so you can also use manual things. So you can just come and drag and drop your required fields to the in the app, and it will generate for you. So this is the form which I just typed the few words like create a employee onboarding form in with the ID attachment. So based on that, it has generated these things. You can start using from now itself. Now, let's say if you want to write some kind of business logic. So right now, with this version of app, so it is not it's not allowing you to write any kind of business logic. Let's say you want to do some kind of business logic on any of the field or any kind of like hidden fields or something like that. So that capability right now it's not with this version, but it is again it is in progress thing. So it will come in future, those things as well. So this is one of the example I wanted to showcase. The another example I want to showcase about any form. So let me open any form I want to show you. Let's say this is a form which I just take it from internet, vendor onboarding form. So it has some kind of information. This is a normal form, like normal onboarding vendor onboarding form, which is manual work. Somebody has to go and write this form manually and then submit into the organization. And now let's say we have got this requirement. We want to convert this form into digital format. How easy we can do this using our UiPath apps, you can see in action. So simply you just have to go to again on the same home page. I'll just refresh the screen. So meanwhile, if you have any question, please feel free to post on the Slido. Fine. So let me run the second use case, second feature of the autopilot. Uh, so here is the option given here. So you can see there's an attachment window, attachment icon in the same text box. So you can just have to click on this part, and then you have to go to the place where you have kept your form. So I just kept this form on our desktop. I just go to the desktop, and then this is the form, and then vendor onboarding form. I just selected this. So it will try to digitize this form using. It's not only using GenAI, it also use our document understanding in behind. So basically, it will convert that particular form into digital format and then try to understand what is there in the form, and then it will create the layout for you. To use this feature, the main thing is you need to enable document understanding feature in your tenant, as well as you should have some AI units. So AI units is nothing but it is a licensing model of any kind of AI related stuff in UiPath, where if you, let's say, you want to use any document understanding, UiPath, invoice processing, anything, so you require AI units. So this feature also required AI units in your tenant to be available. Then only it will convert your form into digital format. So that is something prerequisite for you. So you see here, this is the form which we have uploaded, and it is created the same structure with in the digital format, as well as it also has the entity. So entity basically where you can this all values will be saved, right? So this is the another feature of this. So here we can basically you can generate your app for any kind of form. One more I could say this currently this with the version 1 it only accepts any kind of form, single page form. So right now with this version, it will only allow you to work with single page form. So it's like for multi-page form, still it is under development. So it will come in some future releases. More or less, it also required your image to be in some range. So the minimum is 50 cross 50 px, and maximum is we will see that is something 5,000 something. I will let you know that. I'll just check and confirm you that as well. So there's some limitation of that. So you need to upload your file or image size in that px. Then only it will accept as an input. You see here, this all things has been generated. It also has segregated with this your apps with different containers with company details, contact details, business details. So very like structured layout. It will generate your apps. So now let's see the third feature of it. The third feature where you can generate the expression. The expression means like let's say you want to work with any in any kind of I would say like string manipulation or any data manipulation or any kind of condition you want to write. So using this feature, you can basically using that feature, you can do that. So let's say I wanted to do some kind of restriction on phone number. So what I will do, let's say I wanted to only allow the phone numbers, not the junk numbers. So what I will do, I will just go to this pattern regex field, and then I will click on this expression. So it will create an expression editor. So here, if you know the expression, regex expression, you can write it by yourself. If you don't know what to do, so here is the option. So this is the option where you can basically, it will help you to generate the expression for you as well. So I will just write, I will say, uh, so I just say I want to regex for mobile number of 10 digits. So it's generated this expression. If you're not satisfied with this expression, you can try it out, and then if you're not satisfied with, you can also let's say you want to also more put more control on that. Let's say the number should be start with +91 or something like that. You can also write down your in terms of natural language, and it will generate that the same thing for you. So this is the third feature of the uh, autopilot for apps. Uh, I'll pause for a second if you want to, or you can post your query into the Slido link. So this is our Slido link, and in the chat window you can post your query, and we will try to answer it.
Yeah, hi Ragul, this is Praveen
Yeah.
here.
Yes, Praveen.
Yeah, so about the second options, so when we submit our designs, right, for generating the AI app, so
Mhm.
what if I have the handwritten designs, so in the images, so is it possible to work the same?
Handwritten in the sense, basically you will generate a layout with handwritten, and it will upload into in terms of as a file, right?
Yeah,
Uh, Yes, somewhat like if it is readable and it is like it can, if it is readable and understandable, it will definitely generate that app. If it is not, if it is very much complex or something like, it will not generate the complete layout. So right now, this is very like this feature is limited to simple kind of forms right now. So if any complex form, anything is there, so that required your human intervention in that basically.
okay, thanks.
Fine. So
Uh,
with this, you can post your query on the on your Slido. I will try to take up this at the end of the session. We have another things. Okay, so we'll try to answer your queries from there at the end of the Q&A session. So with this, I'm just handing over my presentation to my colleague Anusa. She is going to present the next topic, the studio feature.
Thank you, Rahul. Hello, everyone. This is Anusha. Let me share my screen. Let me know once it is visible.
Yes, we can see it.
Thank you. So I'm going to walk you through Autopilot for Studio as well as document understanding capabilities for the Gen AI. We'll start with the Studio. For Autopilot for Studio, it focuses on two things, self-service experience and assisted. With the self-service, when a user knows what he wants to automate and he also knows the flow, he can directly drag and drop all the activities from the activity panel on the studio. And then using the expression editor, he can give his natural language statement. And then with GenAI, he can generate the expression or the condition according to the requirement. Whereas with the assisted experiences, when a user does not know what he wants, or if he does not know the flow of the automation, and he wants assistance regarding this in building a full workflow, then he can utilize Gen AI here. And here are the features or the capabilities provided for Studio. For conversion of text to workflow, the apps, which is just shown by Rahul, text to coded workflows, and then text cases, exception handlers, code expressions and all, and even full workflows. Let's have a quick demo. Um, so here you are seeing Studio Web. For assisted workflows, you can utilize Studio Web for doing so. And from the templates, whichever your team has utilized here or created here, you can choose one of those. If not, if you don't know, or if there is something that is not available, you can provide your prompt in natural language here, and you can use the autopilot, generate with autopilot here. And then you can also, from the projects, you can also create a new project, generate with the autopilot, and then you from any template, or you can even import any project. And in case of cross-platform projects, you can even switch from Studio to Studio X and Studio Desktop to Studio Web, only in case of cross-platform projects. So this particular session using the Studio Web is already covered in our previous community session by our team. So now I'm going to cover only the Studio Desktop. So for Studio Desktop, since this is in preview, for Studio Web, this is readily available, the autopilot. But for Studio Desktop, you will have to manually enable it. I will show you the steps how to enable manually. This is a temporary enablement. And once this feature is in GA, you will not need this step. It will be directly available. So you go to your home, click on Help. This is on the Studio. And from this generate governance file, you will have to click on this modern policy, and you will get a policy downloaded here in the form of a zip file. Once you unzip it, you can see two different JSON files. The business one is for Studio X, and the development one is for the Studio Desktop. Open this JSON. Search for enable generative AI. Okay. So by the default, this will be false. I have enabled it on my end. I have saved it, closed it. Just open your cloud or your instance. Go to Automation Ops. Since this is a policy, this will require Automation Ops. Go to Governance, and under Policies, you can upload that policy, whichever you have just edited, from this Upload button. So this is something that I have uploaded for this demo. So here you can give your own name for the policy, this availability, and then your own priority, the description, and all these toggles or the features which are already defined in the JSON file. So you may need not touch these things. Just save whatever you have uploaded. And from deployment side, these are the three options where you can enable for your own tenant, for a group of users, or a single user. For myself, I have deployed it here. If you click on this deployment for user, you will see all the different products. And since mine is applicable only for Studio, I will scroll down. I'll go to Studio. So this is my policy. It is available here. I will click on this policy and then I will save. So that's all. So once the setting is done, I'll have to restart my studio. So once you restart your studio, and that's all, you will be able to see the GenAI's features on the studio desktop. So here, this GenAI is applicable for all the activities that has expression editor. So let's say there's a log message, there's an if statement, there is a for each, there is an assign. There are actually multiple activities where this VB expression or an expression editor is available for us. So wherever we have this expression editor, our GenAI will accept our prompt in the natural language, and then you can easily generate your expression or whatever condition you have. Let's try some of those. Let's say I want to convert my date to UTC. Sorry. Sorry for that. Yeah. Convert date to UTC. Yeah. So here is your expression. I will say conversion as simple as generate. And here it is. I want to find, let's say, square root of 2. So this is some maths function. So no need for you to remember the functions. Let's say display first item of array, and my array is this. Oh, sorry, there was a typo. Yeah, this is the first item. Or let's say display first business day of the month. Consider you have an automation which you will have to run only on the first business day of the month, which can provide data to all the downstream bots. So you no need to remember all this logic or the functions. You can just give it to GenAI and it will solve your problem. And you can even use this on the data tables, files. Yep, here you have. And this is one more on the array. So here you go. So you can try this out and see the magic by yourself. So this is for the studio part. Next, let's jump onto the document understanding part. If you have any questions, please post them on the Slido so that we can take all of them at the end of the session. For GenAI capabilities, here I'm going to cover only for the studio part. We have another session coming up for a full-fledged on the cloud part, cloud instance on the GenAI features for the document understanding. So currently, I'm only covering the studio part. So these are the features that I'm going to cover: the generative classification, extraction, and validation with ML and Gen AI. So the first package that I have listed here, this is the newest of the packages. And using this package, you will not need to define any taxonomy, no need to do the digitization, and no need to train any of the ML models. This is very simple, and it just have two activities: classify document and extract document data. And this wholly utilizes Gen AI. And this is better time to value. And going forward from UiPath side, it is recommended to use this particular package, the new package for all the new projects. And we will be improvising it and making it better in the future. And the next two are from the existing, the classic projects for the classic flow using the ML activities and the intelligent OCR activities. So the ML activities and intelligent OCR, here we have given two different activities, generative classifier and generative extractor, which we will use as along with the combination in the existing projects. And the next one is for the validation, where we have added Gen AI validation for the existing extraction scope. Let's go for the demo of those two. So in the interest of time, I have created these demos. And if you see, this is a traditional project where I have used document understanding.ml activities and then intelligent OCR activities. So in the slide, I have shown you three different packages. One is the document understanding.activities. So that is the new package, and that cannot go with these two. So these two will go together, and that will go separately because that is whole of Gen AI. Here, this is our traditional project approach where we do the taxonomy using our taxonomy manager, loading our documents, digitization, classification, the validation stations and everything. And here comes the classification steps. So the difference here is, if you see the classified document scope, I have used an extra activity, generative classifier. So this is our specific classifier, intelligent keyword classifier, and this is our generative classifier. This do not have much properties. If you see here, this is very simple to use, just the retry and timeout. What we have to do is click on the manage prompt, and here, whatever documents are in scope for our project, we will have to define those documents here in the prompts, and then we'll have to give our natural language prompts here for the Gen AI. For invoices, is this invoice document? Is this a W4 document? So same way, whatever documents you are supposed to process in this particular project, you can define those projects or define those documents, and then you can do it. And from the configure classifiers, here we can give for invoices and W4, whichever is giving you the maximum confidence score, you can try and test it on your own, and then you can define, okay, maybe first use the intelligent keyword classifier, and then generative classifier can help you to classify the documents wherever you are maybe finding it difficulty with the existing models to do the classification. So for those parts, you can click there. So one activity is this generative classifier. Next activity is the generative extractor. And this is our validation station after classification. So this is all the same. Here comes our data extraction part. And this is our data extraction scope. And here in my project, I have used form extractor and machine learning extractor. Along with this, this is the Gen AI extractor that we have added. This is the generative extractor. And here as well, there is nothing much on the properties. This is very easy to use. And in the manage prompt, for what all documents you have in scope, just add those documents, what are all the details you would like to extract. You see, for invoice number, what is the invoice number? What is the due date? That means you're giving your questions, your prompts to the Gen AI, and it will get you the extraction. And here as well, the scope, if you go to this configure extractors, for your document types, this generative extractor will help you to extract the data wherever you are finding it difficult to do it. Okay. You can click on the check boxes wherever you are seeing this confidence score according to your training. So this is about our existing approach where we are adding GenAI. And next, I will take you through another project. Here, I have used this new package, document understanding this activities. If you observe here, there is no taxonomy manager because it is not required here. And here, this is very different from ML dot activities, and as I said earlier, you will not require to do any definition of the taxonomy definition, digitized document, or ML model training or anything. You only have two activities, classify document and extract data. This is our classify document understanding project. So currently I'm covering only the studio part, and I did not connect this particular workflow to the cloud project. If you would like to connect to your cloud project, you can do here. Otherwise, you can just give it as predefined. Okay. And here from the classifiers, we have again two options, predefined and generative classifier. For GenAI, we'll use the generative classifier. And here comes the prompts. So for classifying this document, for in this scope, for the current project, I have taken 4 different types of documents and none of the above option. So for those, since this is classification step, I'm using these prompts. Is this an invoice? Is this a purchase order, utility bill, W4, and none of the above? And here, this is the input path that I have already had some demo files in this within the project itself that I'm giving a path over here. So immediately after this classify document activity, I'm trying to display what type of document is being identified by the generative AI classifier. So I'll just try to display, and then for my knowledge, I will see whether it is classifying it as correctly or not. Next step is the extraction sequence. So here in the scope, I have invoice, W4, and utility bills, 3 types. So I have taken a switch case, and I have sequences, individual sequences, because the items or the data, whichever I extract from each of these documents, is obviously different. And again, here this is another activity. The second activity, extract document data. Here again, I did not connect this particular project. I'm taking a standalone project on the studio. So I have given this as predefined. The extractor, we will get the options of multiple specific extractors, but since we are going with GenAI, I will take generative. And here in the prompt, I will give what all data I would like to have for this particular demo. Invoice number, invoice date, purchase order number, name of the company, and it can even get you the line items as well. So this is one of the sequence, and this is for a W4 document. Again, I will give the extract document data, and the prompts will differ for this document. First name, last name, social security number, address, and so in the city, I'm giving city, state, and zip code. If I want only the city, I can remove this part. If I want only city and state, I can remove this part. And GenAI will get you the exact information, whatever you have asked only. I'll show you that in a while. Next is our utility bills. Here again, these steps are same. If you look at the prompts, I've just taking 4 fields here. Let's go for a quick demo of this. I'm selecting my files. I go to my input files. I'm selecting utility bill. And I would like to run this utility bill. I'll go for the debug mode so that we can easily look at the logs. This will take us a couple of minutes for the whole of execution. Meanwhile, team, if you have any questions, please post them on the Slido. So our debug has started. On the left bottom, you'll be able to see the logs. I've selected a utility bill from my input files. Let's see. Yeah. After the classification, I have this log message that shows what is it classified as. It is classified as utility bill, which is correct. Next, it will go for the extraction and it's done. If you see the bill date, customer number, service address, and total amount due. So these are the fields, and it is also displaying the confidence scores. Next, let me take another document. Utility bill is done. I'm going with invoice. Execution has started. Type of document is invoice. This is classified correctly. And here is the data. The invoice number, invoice date, purchase order number, company, and even the line items. Let's go for a W4 document. Execution has started. Document type is W4. This is also classified correctly. Let's see the data. So here it is. First name, last name, social security number, address, and city. In the city, I have given city, state, and PIN code. Now let's try only giving the city and see how JNA takes it. So this is my W4. This is my prompt. I'm removing state and zip code. I've removed. I'm only left with city since the input is already given. Let's try the execution again. Execution has started. Document type is W4. Let's see whether it is retrieving only city or the whole information. Here you see, only Seattle is being displayed in the city. And it has removed the state and pin code because we have only asked for city in the prompt. So this is about the generative classification and extraction. Next, we'll go with the generative validation. So this generative validation part, I will use the same old project. If you go into the project, this will need preview packages. Let me show you how to enable for the preview. If you go to manage packages here, on the all packages, go to your filter and include pre-release. Once you include your pre-release, it will start showing you all the packages which are under preview as well. So in the same way, I have added these dependencies over here. Document understanding is .ml package activities and OCR activities. This is for our traditional or the old approach of model training and using the DU. So this will help the existing project only. So this is from my last demo. Let me remove this. So what's the difference that it's making is in the data extraction scope. If you see here in the data extraction scope, I go to properties. Here we have two new fields added, apply generative validation, and you can also give your generative validation confidence score here. So in our old demo, where we did not use the preview packages, I'm only using the GA packages. Here for data extraction scope, if you go into the properties, if you see here, those two fields are not here. So those two fields are added here for the generative validation only. So what these two fields does is, let me show you from the insider portal. So this is our insider portal where I have selected generative validation in the document understanding. Okay. Here is a good brief of what generative validation does to the existing projects. So once you apply on the generative validation, right? So whatever extraction, since this is on the data extraction scope activity, whatever data is extracted, it will, the threshold value, whatever you set up, it will get compared with that. And then you will get two different results, one for your specific extractor and one for your generative extractor, and then they will get compared. The generative values and the specific extractor values, they will get compared. And then if you, it can help you with the boosting up the results over here. And if your original result actually varies a lot with the generative AI result, then it will not take the generative AI result. It will only take the specific extractor result only if there is a lot of deviation. And whatever confidence threshold you set, it will try to boost the extraction and then try to match up with that extraction. So for further details, you can find it over here. There is a short demo as well. And whatever GenAI is capable of for the generative validation. So those are all mentioned in here in the insider portal. So that's all for my presentation.
Sir, there are some questions on Slido. Would you want to take them up?
Sure. How to enable autopilot feature in Studio. So this is what I have taken you through. Using in the Studio, if you go to the home, you will be able to generate the governance file, edit it manually and upload it into the automation ops so that it will get applicable for your Studio desktop. Otherwise for Studio Web, once you register for this public preview, right, it will be enabled for your environment. Would generative classification and extraction come with confidence level? Yes. Generative extraction and classification are actually trained on all kinds of documents, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured, all kinds of data. So it will be confidence score will be 100%. But then if you would like to display whatever confidence score is being extracted during the classification stage or the extraction stage, you can display that in your login in your log messages. Like in my demo, the classification, the new package demo, you have seen in my log messages, right? Whatever I have shown you. You can display them and see what all it is showing. Does that mean we do not need to train ML skill and does not require UiPath AI Center? Yes, this will not require UiPath AI Center, but then the Gen AI will require AI unit consumption, and full details of the consumption and the license related whatever will be announced once Autopilot is in GA. Since this is in preview, the testing part, we do not have much details about it. For document understanding dot activities package, I'm using Studio version 2021. No, you will have to use 2023.10 and above. So for lower versions, this is not currently applicable. What will happen in case unable to extract data or unable to find the fields? So you will have to, in case of the normal traditional project, you will have to train your ML models. But in case of Gen AI, like we did not, from my testing experience, I did not find any such case. But if there is any specific document that you, or any specific structure of data that you have seen, we are unable to extract, right? You can try this feature and you can post it on the community so that since this is still in preview, it may be considered. It will be looked into. Gen extractor seems not working well with line items. So this is in testing, as I said, and some of the table data is still not loading properly, I would say, and this will be fixed further once it is in GA. Where can we see this presentation again? So this recording will be posted in the community, like wherever you have registered for this session, it will be available there. Can we convert existing DU project into new DU framework?
As of now, no. So that is something manual effort we have to put there. Fine. So let me take up a few questions related to.
There's one question related to apps.
Yeah. So can we convert the existing? Okay, this is done. So what if the app is created using 10 user in parallel and process 10 minutes? How the parallel process get? So basically, you mean to like you have involved. I'm not sure what this user is trying to explain here. So what I understood is like user is trying to access the app, and there is a background process like UiPath process involved for that particular apps, and that is like been used by multiple users, and how that data will be updated. So basically, let's say if you're working with same data, right? So you can use the same data reference into that particular data service, data entity. So it can update the same record. It can update, multiple people can work on the same record. So there's no limitation on that. So I think in that way you can manage it.
I'm sorry, can I add more? But what if it's get action and we need to get instant response? I understand that for updating, it's not a problem. It's just go into the queue. But to get, and the process take 5 minutes. So 10 user should wait, like the last user should wait 50 minutes to get the data.
So see, if the response is coming like it is response in the sense from the process you meant to, right? The process backend process which is
Yes,
running
yes.
behind and it is giving definitely. So uh, that process is working on single line item, like single line item, so that will be reflected instantly for all the users, like 5 users instant. It's not be like, so one user will, and if they're working with multiple data sets, like multiple entity records, so definitely your process will start running for one by one on those entities, right? So definitely it will they have to wait for that process to pick up the next entity, and then that will be updated to the user likewise. So it totally depends upon your design. How do you design that one? And more like in with our future release, like it's already in private preview right now. That we are also coming back that same the integration service feature in the apps, where you can directly call your APIs or external any external apps or anything you have, right? You can directly call that through apps. So no need to involve your bot in between. So in that way, basically, it will shorter your time. And that is what. And another one is like, if you want to shorten the time, you can use the cloud robots. So basically that is serverless bots. You can use it, and totally depends upon the user session. So how many users are there, it will be like that number of process will be trigger, and it will that record will process. So that is other way of workaround. You can basically try it out. Am I answered your
Thanks.
queries?
Yeah, as understood, there is option to
Yes.
use API in future, and we
Yeah,
will
it's
move.
already in preview, so you can try that if you are enterprise
Yeah.
customer.
But
Yeah.
but what I get, so we just need to wait to response. So
Yes.
so yeah, there is no way, or just use cloud solution,
Cloud
right?
serverless bots. Yes.
Okay.
Fine.
Thanks.
So with this, let me start our
¿Aló,
quiz.
Silva?
Yes, please.
Sí, sí, ya te envié el...
Sorry, somebody asking anything?
Ajá. ¿Cómo? A ver.
I think
Okay,
it's more
fine.
about the problem with the mic, Rahul. Carry on.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So let go to the next session. So we have also created small quiz for you guys. So I'm going to present my screen, and you can join that quiz through Slido again. So it's more about related to the session which we have explained you today, and from this session, the one who has there will be a small prize for the who gonna won this quiz as well. So with that, let me just share my screen and just enable quiz. So you can join it through this QR code as well as the link given here.
Rahul,
As
if you can go back to that,
yes,
go back, just click on present
yes,
full screen. Yeah,
yes.
so you can scan it and join.
You can scan it, or you can also type in this automation autopilot for developers. You can type this hashtag, and it will also add into the same. So I'll just wait for a couple of seconds and then we can get started. Still, I can see people are joining. Fine. So let me start the quiz. So here is your first question. So what are supported scenario for automation autopilot for apps? So guys, you have to complete within the time frame as well. Yeah, I can see 28 response. So here is the answer. So you can generate using your natural language. You can also use the single page form, and you can also it will also help in generating using the expression. So these all three options are available with this app feature. So the leaderboard, the Akhil is on the leader right now. So here is the second question. So is it possible to generate a customized rule using the autopilot feature for UiPath apps? And the answer is no. So basically, the customized rule right now it is not been supported right now. So it will only help you with this version to generate your the simple form app. Here is the third question. So which of the following is true about the autopilot feature for app? And the answer is all of the above. So basically, currently work with only single page forms. It only supports between the form, the input form, which is like 50 into 50 px to 10,000 into 10,000 px file size, and also required DO service to be enabled. So all of the three things, these are some true about this feature. Again, Ankita is on the leaderboard right now. So next is related to autopilot feature for Studio. Okay, so response here is 50-50. Let's see what is the answer here. So the answer is true. So basically, Anusa also explained. So we in the self service where there will also help what is the next step. You can also it will also suggest you what next you can do. So that is true for this. Again, Ankita is on the leaderboard. The next question: the self-service experience may include. And the answer is all of the above. So we also support text to workflow. You can generate your workflow. You can also generate your apps, forms using autopilot feature. You can also use expression using exception handling. So this all of the above is true. So the answer is all of the above. So here again, the Ankita is on the leaderboard. Now let's go to the next question. So Autopilot for Studio can assist with. So here the correct answer is all of the above. So all of Autopilot for Studio can assist with all of these three items.
Because here I haven't included in the question whether it is for Studio Desktop or Studio Web. So you will have to consider Autopilot for Studio because the feature as a whole is for Studio.
Right.
And on the leaderboard, guys, it's not just the correct answer, it's the fastest finger first as well.
Yeah.
Which gives you more points.
So here is the next question, which is about the ML package.
Can we
Can
use
we
these packages together?
together? The response is yes, 55%, and 45 is no. But the right answer is no. So you cannot club all these three packages together. So the first two can be clubbed together. The third one is cannot be clubbed with first two. So that is what. So Ankita is still on the leaderboard. Now Caesar is on the second position. The eighth question, how many types of generative classifiers and structures are available? Okay, so 43% is on two. Let's see what is the correct answer. The
Yes,
correct answer is
two.
two.
We have one to assist with our traditional, the classic project approach, and other one to assist our modern project approach.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see the leaderboard. Okay, so Ankita is on the leaderboard. Ivan is on second, and Ajay on third. So let's see the third one. Can we switch from the Studio Wave to Studio and Studio X or vice versa? The correct answer is third one. So yes, only for the cross-platform project. So why it is because Studio Wave we only supports it only creates cross-platform projects. So that's the reason when you convert, try to open the same project in Studio, it will be a cross-platform project. So this is, and you can open the same thing in Studio Wave as well. So that vice versa is also possible. So let's see the leaderboard. Yeah, again Ankita and Caesar in the second position. Now let's see the last question. So what does UiPath Intelligent OCR.activity package provides you with? Document understanding activities, OCR activities, or both? So here is the maximum people have voted for both. So let's see the correct answer. The correct answer is the first, document understanding activities. So by which we just conclude our quiz. Let's see who is on the leaderboard. Yeah, so it's still Ankita, you are on the leader. So Ankita, please help with your email ID. You can DM me or on the Zoom chat, and there will be a small goodie for you. It will be coming on way of day. Thank you very much. So by this, we just concluded. Let me see any Q&A, anything come up. Can we expect the text to workflow feature? Yes. So text to workflow is already there with our studio web thing. So where you can write down and it will generate the workflow for you. Thank you, guys. And this recording of this session will be available at our community chapter, and it will be uploaded with the presentation as well.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Please
Thank you,
do
guys.
subscribe for our next sessions as well. Coming up sessions, the autopilot for testers, and we will also announce one more session for the autopilot features for DU. Thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time today.